The iPhone 17 event is likely in September. What to expect from Apple's impending debut? Here are all the iPhone 17 rumors and leaks coming up to the autumn reveal. We're still waiting for Apple to make the formal announcement for the iPhone event that usually takes place in September. At that occasion, they'll present the new iPhone 17 series, which will come packed with the latest iOS 26 capabilities preloaded, as well as any other innovations Apple reveals at the launch event. But because we still have to wait a few weeks until the iPhone presentation, we can only conjecture what the new gadgets will look like. As with other unreleased devices, rumors and leaks have crept in concerning the hardware side ahead of the public announcement. Here's what we're expecting and what we can safely believe we'll get from Apple in September. Not necessarily a new rumor, but Bloomberg's Mark Gurman believes there actually will be a new orange color offered for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, as well as a light blue hue for the iPhone 17 Air. He confirmed in his weekly Power on newsletter. Additionally, we have a new case rumor. According to leaker Majin Buu, there will be new liquid silicone cases in 8 hues, including deep orange, pale orange, grass green, celadon, fog purple, gray blue, dark blue, and midnight black. These reports haven't been confirmed by Apple, and we won't know what the actual iPhone 17 models will look like until the iPhone presentation next month. How much will the iPhone 17 cost? Apple's announced desire to recruit US-based manufacturing partners looks to give it at least some insulation from the highest Trump administration tariffs that have already forced price spikes on everything from PlayStations to Switch consoles to high-end cameras to Sonos speakers. But given that President Trump's trade policy might change from week to week, and Apple's continuous reliance on Asia-based supply chains, price surprises remain an ongoing risk. The greater concern is, will Apple absorb any extra costs or pass them on to consumers? If costs do creep up, Apple may choose to match it with an upgrade. Consider this latest claim reported by Instant Digital, suggesting that the default storage of the iPhone 17 series may start at 256 gigs, double the current 128 gigs baseline. When will the iPhone 17 series be announced? Most years, the flagship smartphones are introduced in September. McRumors highlighted a claim originally reported by iPhone-Ticker.net that the Apple iPhone 17 event could occur Tuesday, September 9, according to information collected from German mobile phone operators. It's still too early to have the particular dates. Some years, Apple just gives a week or two of lead time between distributing invites and conducting the event. But years of prior experience imply that sometime in September should be when the 17 models make their appearance. This line of smartphones may be the last to follow that pattern, however. There have been hints that the release of the iPhone 18 collection in 2026 will be split into a Pro-tier announcement in the fall and a standard model announcement the following spring. What will the new iPhone 17 lineup include? Design rumors imply that Apple is constructing an ultra-thin smartphone, expected to be designated the iPhone 17 Air to match Apple's lightest laptop classification. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, often a credible source of advanced intel regarding Apple, said in January that the iPhone 17 Air will be equipped with a basic A19 CPU and will just feature a single camera lens. It may also feature Apple's new in-house modem, which was unveiled in February on the iPhone 16e. More facts concerning this development may surface ahead of September, but that's what we know for now. An investor note from Apple analyst Jeff Pugh indicated that the Air will have a titanium frame. If his allegations are right, the lightweight smartphone will be the only entry in the iPhone 17 series to employ that metal. The iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max are expected to be constructed of aluminum, which is oddly a lighter material than titanium. Their conjecture had stated that the Air might use a blend of aluminum and titanium, thus the actual materials may not be revealed until the official announcement. Additionally, an August 4 rumor indicates the internal battery pack of the iPhone Air is barely 2.49mm thick, half the thickness of the iPhone 17 Pro battery. The leak was shared on the Korean-language Naver blog, where they showed the claimed batteries of the iPhone 17 Air and 17 Pro side by side. The same story said the 17 Air's battery capacity was a measly 2,800 milliamps. On a similar topic, an iPhone 17 Pro production leak appears to have revealed an all-aluminum chassis. Originally released by leaker Majin Buu, The image depicts a shell that has a large round hole on the rear, where the Apple logo generally appears, to enable for MagSafe charging. Thinks this could just be a molding, but notes that the aluminum frame, unlike the existing titanium in Pro iPhone models, would produce a substantially reduced weight. That same leaker, Majin Buu, whom defines as a hit-or-miss leaker, believes the iPhone 17 Pro will have better wireless signal strength thanks to a new antenna design. The guy uploaded a render on X that shows a new antenna system that wraps around the iPhone 17 Pro's reportedly bigger back camera hump. Again, this is a render, not a real-world photo. That again, we can't dismiss the goal of better wireless coverage, so we're hoping this one has a degree of truth to it. Leaker Majin Buu also claims touch-woven situations could be added. The cases mirror the speculated design on the iPhone 17 models, with the wide camera bulge. The leaker said there are 2 lanyard holes for convenient and secure carrying, so it could be worn around your neck. The hues would come in gray or black, blue, green, purple, and orange. Each new roster has a base model, but over the years, Apple has changed up the variety of phones it sells. Most likely, there will be an iPhone 17 and an iPhone 17 Pro. Apple has also committed to the size matters principle and has been constructing an iPhone Pro Max alternative with an even bigger screen and longer battery life. The 17 lineup will almost probably feature one as well. The new Pro iPhones are believed to sport a full-width camera island on the rear, which would mark the first time an Apple model chose for that design. This feature can be observed on the supposed iPhone 17 spotted in the wild. Is it the real deal? The twin viewpoints provide a degree of credibility in a social media ecosystem increasingly plagued with AI-enhanced fakes, but your guess is as good as ours. The iPhone 17 Air seems prepared to take the place of a hypothetical iPhone 17 Plus. Since the iPhone 16e was only just introduced in February at a rather high price range, it seems doubtful that there would be a new addition to that lower end of the spectrum, the devices that were previously designated SE. At the very least, it sounds like the iPhone 17 Air won't take away the charging connector and rely entirely on wireless connectivity. Bloomberg claimed that while Apple had examined manufacturing the iPhone 17 Air without a single port, the company, fortunately, changed plans. He also states that the speculated phone will feature a 6.6-inch screen and contain the dynamic island and camera control button. Finally, the price is rumored at $900, likely more than the normal iPhone 17 but less than the Pro. We've also acquired what seems to be a reliable peek at what the color lineup will be for the upcoming smartphones. Macworld said that the iPhone 17 will be available in black, white, steel gray, green, purple, and light blue. The iPhone 17 Air will reportedly offer 4 color options: black, white, light blue, and light gold. While the Air colors will be less vivid, the visuals on the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max will go bold. The possibilities for the Pro models are rumored to be black, white, gray, dark blue, and orange. On July 30, Sonny Dixon, a veteran and typically reliable leaker of upcoming iPhone information, displaying dummy iPhone 17 units in the new colors. While these are literally just mock-ups, not real, leaked iPhones, it's intriguing to see how the design and color rumors translate into a real-world appearance and feel. To add to the rumors, a Weibo leaker identified as Digital Chat Station believes the iPhone 17e would arrive equipped with a new design that features the dynamic island. The next phone would have the A19 CPU and could have a 6.1-inch OLED display with a front-facing 12-megapixel camera and a rear-facing 48-megapixel sensor. However, it's vital to note this claim pertains to the 17e model that would be projected to ship no earlier than February 2026, if it followed the same release pattern as the iPhone 16e. What will iOS 26 be like? Apple appended its numbering standards with Worldwide Developers Conference 2025 and will match the name of each new operating system to the year it's released. So when the next wave of iPhones hits, they'll be running on iOS 26. On the design side, the smartphone OS presented during the large developer showcase used a disputed approach termed liquid glass. Apple has been toning down the amount of transparency effects in the successive beta tests of iOS 26, although it will still have a glass-like look. The feature list contains significant and little updates. On the more significant side, the phone and photos applications have been overhauled. There will be various innovations employing artificial intelligence, including as live translation capabilities coming to phone, FaceTime, and messages. Apple is also now testing a sensitive content warning for child accounts that will stop FaceTime video if nudity is identified by on-device machine learning algorithms. And the company is also developing visual intelligence, which will utilize AI to search for elements in an image. iOS 26 also features a litany of minor quality-of-life enhancements. Group texts are garnering support for polling. And for the sluggish risers out there, iOS 26 will finally allow you to escape the prison of the 9-minute snooze alarm. The latest iOS is currently available as a public beta. Here are our initial impressions on the liquid glass design and other new features. iOS 26 is compatible with all models back through iPhone 11. What additional goods are planned to be announced alongside the iPhone 17? If Apple follows its normal pattern, the iPhone 17 will be revealed with new Apple Watch items. That would be the Apple Watch Series 11, assuming Apple continues to the same naming strategy, and maybe an Apple Watch Ultra 3 and Slash, or an improved Apple Watch SE. They'll all run watchOS 26, of course. Other options, and this is again guesswork, may include refurbished Apple AirPods Pro, which had its last substantial update in 2022, and maybe new AirTags trackers originally released in 2021. Of all, even if the list is absolutely accurate, we may not see those products until 2026, if ever. So don't anticipate all of products to share the stage with the iPhone 17, especially because Apple loves to keep its star performance in the center of attention. That said, keep in mind that Apple has recently been hosting Mac-centric announcements in late October, as it did last year to launch new M4 Macs. So there's always the prospect of another shoe dropping a few weeks down the road. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.